Hello children. We learned about the properties of air and properties of water in the first two parts of the video. In this part of the chapter, we will be studying about the properties of soil. So you must have observed that soil is found in different colors. The soil near the land surface is darker in color, and also they have various layers. Fertile soil is different from place to place. In agricultural land, the soil is different. In garden land, the soil is different. Also, different types of soil have different capacity to absorb the water. The holding capacity of the soil is different for each soil. Also, the capacity to hold the water becomes clear from its color. So from the color, from the texture, all these things we can identify a particular type of soil. And by doing some chemical reactions, we can also know that which type of chemicals or which type of things are present in the soil, whether the soil is having iron in it or not, or whether any other type of chemical is present in it. Now to know the water holding capacity of the soil, you can do an experiment. You can take 3 funnels and you can take 3 measuring cylinders. You can take 3 different types of soil, that is you can take sandy soil, you can take clay soil and you can take sandy soil. So these 3 types of soils you will take and you can then keep those soils in the filter paper and pour water into it. Try to see which soil absorbs how much amount of water. So from this we will come to know that the water absorption capacity of the clay soil is much more, which was kept in the third funnel, and the water holding capacity is least in the first soil. So in this way we can come to know that which soil absorbs more water in it. Next is the soil texture of different types of soil. So according to the type of soil, the texture of the soil also varies. So if it is sandy soil, the proportion of large particles are high. You will find that more of the stones and bigger particles are more. Also, it is very easy to plow. It does not contain any organic matter and is very rough to touch. From the touch also you can understand it. It does not hold water and has very less capacity to supply nutrients. It is not fertile, so plants do not grow in the sandy soil. Next type of soil is the silt soil. Now in this, the proportion of the particles is medium in size. So it is not very high, that is, as in sandy soil there were large particles which were present, but here the particles are medium. Also, it is easy to plow this soil because of the particles in it. It contains large amount of organic matter. Water holding capacity of this soil is most. That is, this soil holds the maximum water. It is highly fertile, so it is used to grow the plants. So for silt soil, you can use it for growing plants, for gardening or for agriculture purposes. Next is the clay soil. Now in this, the proportion of small particles is maximum and it is difficult to plow it. It contains same amount of organic matter, but it is very smooth to touch. You must have touched the clay soil. It is very smoothy. It has very high capacity to hold water and hence do not support growth of many plants as it is found in the marshy region. You must have seen in the marshy places where it is so much of kitchad and all. So that is because of this clay soil only. Also, it is fertile, but roots cannot penetrate easily into the soil as it is very sticky. So that is why the roots cannot penetrate inside the soil. Now children, you can also identify the soil by its structure. By keeping the soil inside the microscope, we can see the structure of the soil. So it depends upon the different shapes of that particle. So according to the soil, the shape will differ. So accordingly, the soil occurs in various forms. Like it may be in columns, you can find that they are present in small columns which are attached to each other, or they may be in laminar form. Now laminar is like they form layers. They are present in layers. Also, they might also be present in block shape, like small block are there, small blocks, and they are attached to each other. So this can be also the structure of the soil. And the structure of the soil also says whether the soil is fertile or not. Also, why is it important to know the soil structure? Because if by knowing the soil structure, we can actually come to know whether the roots can get sufficient supply of oxygen or not in that particular soil. And also what is the capacity of the soil to hold the water, whether it is less or whether it is more. So each plants require different amount of water capacity. So for them, the type of the soil also varies according to the plant. Now, what are the uses of soil? We use soil for so many different purposes. We use soil for agriculture. We use it for plant conservation. That is to conserve the plants, to grow more and more plants for tree plantation. Also, we use soil to make different materials. You must have seen different types of cups and glasses are made from this soil. So we make different types of articles, we make different types of earthen pots, lamps, idols, and so many things from different types of soil. We can give different shape to the soil. That is, you can make different types of article of different shape. This property is called as the plasticity. Soil can be transformed into any shape. Also, soil has the capacity to hold water. So that is why soil is used to make different types of bunds and lakes. By the side, we add the soil so that the water can be conserved into it. So soil is used in so many different purposes. Now, according to the type of soil, we can use it for making different types of things. Like for example, if you have to make jars or even some type of apparatus or tiles, we use different type of soil. If we have to make idols and statues, we use different types of soil. If we have to make some decorative articles, we use different types of soil. Soil is also used as a cosmetic, as like for example, the multani mitti that we use, we apply it on our face. So, soil is used for many purposes, but it is used according to the type of soil. So, first type is the China clay. Now, it is white in color and we use it for making different types of crockery, bathroom tiles, tanks and all those things. Next type is the Shadu soil. This is also white in color and it is used to make statues and idols, especially during Ganpati. Next is the terracotta soil. Now this soil is red in color and we used to make different decorative articles from it. And the fourth type of soil is the multani soil that we use in the cosmetic. Next is soil testing. Now whenever we use soil on a large scale, that is for agricultural purpose, or when people do business with using soil, that is they grow crops on a very large scale. So at that time it is important for them to get the soil tested, whether the soil is having any chemicals in it or not, whether it is right pH or not for the plant, whether the plants can be supported in that soil or not, what is the texture, what is the structure of that soil and all those things. That is called as the soil testing. So the proportion of the various ingredients of the soils can be determined through this soil testing. Very important thing that is determined in the soil testing is the pH of the soil. That is whether the pH of soil is acidic or it is alkaline, that is basic, or it is neutral. Now we all know that pH of the soil, if we have to check, you need to check from between 1 to 14. If the pH is less than 7, it is acidic. If the pH is between 6.5 and 7.5, then it is neutral. And if the pH is more than 7.5, then it is alkaline. So accordingly, it is tested what is the pH of the soil. Also, the fertility of soil is also tested, and the different amount of chemicals and fertilizers which are already present in the soil, that is also tested. And according to that only, they will decide that which type of fertilizers and pesticides will be suitable for that particular soil. So all these things are done in soil testing. The most important thing for the soil is its fertility, that how fertile the soil is, and accordingly it will support the plant. Now the soil fertility can be diminished due to many reasons. For example, if the pH of the soil gets altered, or the proportion of organic matter, that is the organic matter that is present in the soil, for example small abiotic and biotic factors like small microorganisms and different types of fertilizers that they add, all these things are important. So if that proportion gets altered, so even then the soil loses its fertility. Even if the proper amount of water is not given to the soil, then also the soil loses its fertility. And if more amount of fertilizer is given, for example chemical fertilizers are used in very much greater amount, then also the soil fertility is reduced. So all these factors reduces the soil fertility, and it will indirectly affect the plant. Now children, soil is very important natural resource for us because we grow food from soil, and if soil is destroyed, then indirectly our food is destroyed. So we celebrate World Soil Day on 5th of December. On this day, awareness is being created in people about the soil and how they can take care of the land and soil.